Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to, what is the name of this program? I keep forgetting.
Hey, you better know, but now you're a star.
Oh, Let's Talk Antiques.
Yeah.
I see that jogged the memory. But welcome to Let's Talk Antiques. See, it's so cold outside I can't talk. That's what it is.
Well, God bless you.
Well, you already been talking for an hour.
It's cold now? You ought to be out walking at 5:30 in the morning. I walked 4 miles this morning. It was cold. Hey, so Philip. Did you find that story that he told you? You need a little help.
I've got the link, but it wasn't on the right thing.
Huh.
He didn't add motorcycles to it.
What?
Well, look here.
What are you looking up?
While Ronnie's playing around with your
Okay.
computer, if people, we encourage people to follow us. You can go to my Facebook, and you can click on the link to our show anytime, and you can see the show from YouTube.
I see they've changed it.
And Philip's got some.
Hold on.
How about the TV side of it?
What about it?
5 years.
What about it?
What kind of producer is he?
Well,
It's not like I just ran in the door.
I think he's like low rent producer.
It's the cold weather.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's what it is. You know,
Okay.
we're all functioning.
But I
froze up.
encourage people to go to my Facebook, and I want them to watch our new shows all the time. But also, I want them to hit the like button.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
You know,
and share.
And the share. You want to share.
Oh, absolutely.
Always
We want to share, right, Howard?
It's good to share.
Yeah.
That bumps Facebook's algorithm or whatever and makes it to where more people can find it.
Yeah.
Too, when you do that.
Yeah,
stuff.
we want them to share, and I'll tell you something. Remember that story we done? Well, you didn't do it, but Nancy filmed it. It's the one about the train seat. Thurston Briggs and I traded for one. It was late 1800. You seen it?
Oh, yeah.
I've seen it
That
several
thing's got
times.
1.7 views now.
Really?
1.7.
Yeah.
Is that 1,000 or million?
1,700. Howard, for you, that'd be 1,700.
Oh, okay.
Now, we pulled the American Picker Show back up too, and it's still on the History Channel Facebook,
Right.
And we're still one of the popular shows. And I noticed this got over almost 16,000 views.
Wow.
Cool.
This time.
Yeah.
So it's on my Facebook, so you can watch the one. It's about the tether car. You remember the missile?
Yeah.
The 200-mile-an-hour missile. And I like what Mike says. You give a 10-year-old something that'll go 200 miles an hour on a wire.
That's what it was.
Yeah, you had one, didn't you?
I got one over there. I got to dig it out somewhere. But mine was only about a foot long.
Mm-hmm.
And you put a gasoline engine in it. Model
of
airplane
course.
engine
Yeah.
fit down the back wheel somehow or another. And it has two little places where you hook the wire. And you stand in a circle and that sucker goes around.
That's
I
crazy.
never had the motor, so.
What was the body of the car? It wasn't like cast iron or
Yeah,
anything.
It's aluminum.
It's like a cast aluminum or something.
Yeah.
It's metal. It's metal.
So
It's got
It's really nice. It's got
big old tires.
Yeah,
they got tread on them. You know.
Okay, so it's not like a Lodge frying pan. aimed
Almost.
no,
at
but
a point.
it might feel like a large frying pan at 200 miles an hour if it runs into you.
True.
It's going so fast that if you'll watch the video, my video on my Facebook page, you'll see it. It's going so fast you can't see it. The only way you can see it is the guy standing on the outside of the circle, and he puts his hat down, and you can see his hat jump up as it goes around.
Right.
At 200 miles an hour. That's
All right.
faster than your electric car.
There you go, no doubt.
Okay, so
Ronnie found it.
Ronnie has run up on a really interesting story about this guy that people didn't realize it, but he actually was a big Indian collector. Not only did he collect the motorcycles,
Indian
but-
motorcycle.
Yeah, motorcycle.
Yeah.
You gotta be.
This guy,
I didn't say Native American.
Yeah, I know.
this guy had bicycles. He had crates. He had clocks. He had oil
Signs,
everything.
Everything concerning motorcycles.
Indian
Yeah,
motorcycles.
of a
The Indian
collection.
brand. Yeah.
You remember them, Howard?
No.
You should.
You don't remember an Indian motorcycle?
Well, I know of them.
They had like the
I never
suicide
had one.
clutches on 'em?
I've never really.
Did you have a Whizzer?
No, I didn't have a Whizzer.
Did you have Cushman?
No.
What the heck? Did you just walk all your life when you was little?
He said he had public
No,
transportation.
I was driving when I was little. I was driving a '39 Chevy pickup
Well,
truck.
there you go. No wonder you went from childhood to adult. You
Right.
skipped the motorcycles and stuff.
I never had. Well, I did have a motorcycle. Middle year. When you get the midlife crisis, I had a motorcycle.
I'm pretty sure my mom was 13 when she started driving. So there you
Yeah. Well, I was 12.
Well, I was about 10.
Did you have a Harley Davidson bicycle?
No, I had a J.C. Higgins.
I know
That's a good one. It had the tanks on it.
Yeah, I had the tanks on.
I
It had
know
the
one
spring on the
seen
front.
Springer front end.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
took it
I
over
wish
and
I
give it
still
to
had
Mom
those.
Yeah, don't
right
you?
after he wrecked
They're
his
worth a lot of
motorcycle.
money now.
Yeah. See, there's no sense you having anything old, Howard, because
well,
every
here you
time you
are.
get something good, you sell it.
I
Get
sell it.
everyone in.
Yeah. So it ain't about reminiscing with you. It's about money.
Well, of course. Of course. What else is there?
We don't want the poor broke thing, to miss a grocery shopping deal.
There you go.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, the guy owned what was that campground you had? The
Well,
KOA.
I had a KOA. Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't poor.
No.
He had a KOA, right?
That's what one of the campers told me. I wish I had a KOA. All you do is sit around here, count your money, and go to the bank.
Yeah. And after doing that story on the video games, come to find out, he made a doggone fortune putting a Pac-Man in there.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More than he did the camper.
He didn't want to tell about that.
All right, so let's get started about this gentleman.
Ricky Jensen.
Yeah.
Reportedly kept largely to himself, a quiet and private person who some thought to be a bit of a hoarder. A bit indeed. It turns out that the late Jensen, who operated RJ&C Metal Fabricators in Phoenix, Arizona, not only had an extensive collection of scrap metal and what had been described as other junkyard items, but after his death it was discovered that he had spent decades finding and collecting motorcycles and other items produced by or related to Indian brand motorcycles. When Minkin Auctions was called upon to explore the collection and then to offer it to others through its 28th annual Las Vegas Vintage Motorcycle Auction this week, auction staffers discovered that perhaps only one or two other people had seen Jensen's trove of Indian things in several decades. Hidden away in dark confines of his padlocked barn, Merkham reports in his catalog, this collection was a carefully curated treasure trove of valuable goods. 15 vintage Indian motorcycles and hundreds of pieces of Indian memorabilia. A collection so rare and desirable that it puts others before it to shame. While Jensen's reclusive nature means that not much is known about him today, one thing is quite obviously, he was a man who lived and breathed for the Indian brand, and his dedication to the brand produced one of the finest Indian collections around. The entire collection is being offered at no reserve at the auction. The motorcycles and bicycles cross the block on Thursday. The road art sale started Tuesday and continues throughout the auction, which concludes on Saturday. Spanning from Indian's beginning years to its bitter end, Jensen's collection is truly remarkable assemblage, and that he managed to build this amazing collection all in secret is even more shocking.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's got some of the prices, hasn't it?
No, I don't.
Well,
no,
you're
because
looking at a different story than he
Yeah.
is.
okay. No,
But now there were some of the prices. Some of them brought in one of them brought 88,000. One of them brought 40-something thousand.
okay. This was January 22nd, so this was last week.
This was right before the week
Yeah.
of the auction.
Okay. All right. Well, so it shows a 1937 Indian Scout alongside several others from his collection. A 1947 Indian Papoose, which is like a little scooter, part of the collection. Boys and a couple of girls' Indian bicycles, also too. Wow, that's in really good condition too. Okay. Well.
So while you were doing that, boy, that's a good looking bike right there.
That is
Red.
1910 Indian 4 horsepower single racer.
That is a
One
good
of
looking.
15 two-wheelers going on auction. That is, yes, a
Ain't
really
got a
nice one.
tank on
That's
it.
the one I think of when I think of Indian motorcycles. Is that really old 1910? That must have been in some movie.
Well,
or
during
Three
World War
Stooges
II,
or
they had the
something.
Scout and the Chief.
True. Yeah.
I mean,
Well, didn't they make motorcycles for the military?
yeah.
Yeah, because they had messengers or something
Yeah,
riding
so
motorcycles.
Harley,
And Harley Davidson.
Harley and Indian.
Yeah,
both.
Harley both, I believe.
And I'm
yeah.
sure other companies.
I've got some prices on eBay of some Indian stuff. We've got a 1920 Indian Daytona Racer. It's doesn't look like it's in perfect condition, but it's in.
I'd hate to see it if it was at
Yeah.
that price.
$120,000 was to buy it now on that.
Did anybody buy it?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Oh, that's
Oh,
sold.
they bought it.
sold.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a sold item.
for a
Yeah.
motorcycle?
Yeah.
yeah. And then a 1918 Indian Racer. It looks like the one that was in that guy's collection, but this one's a little shinier. They were asking 85,000, and they got over 55,000 for it.
Wow.
You know, they raced those things on a wooden board track, didn't they? Remember that?
Yeah, circular.
Yeah.
No, I
And
don't
then
know.
you remember at
Them fairs,
at
they used
the-
to have the guy
They
that
ride
going
the
around
walls.
In the
cage.
dome. They called it
like
a Thunderdome.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've seen
I
those.
loved that.
Yeah. And
I
it-
saw that in
Hey, they could
Shelbyville
actually
a
get
couple of years
right
ago.
up. You know how they would almost ride right at the very
Very
top of it.
Yeah.
You could almost shake hands with it.
Shake, what was it? Centrifugal force held
Yeah.
him up there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, that's all gravity is anyway.
You
Yeah.
got some more Indian sales?
I got a 1938 Indian Chief. It's green, really pretty. Looks like an old Harley. $55,000 was the buy it now on that one. 1940 Indian Chief. It's red, really nice condition on it. It looks like a 50s with the fairing on it, where it's covering up the wheels.
Well, it has the
Very cool
teardrop
looking.
fenders and
Yeah, teardrop fenders.
Yeah.
There you go. The buy it now on that was $40,000.
Wow.
1946 Indian Chief, very similar to the other one, up on our rack so you can see it good. The buy it now on that was $37,500.
Almost like they jumped all over that by
Now,
now. It's
I
probably
wonder what it
cheap.
costs new. Probably $1,000 maybe, or
Oh.
800 or 700.
Probably 150.
Think of it. It's-
Oh, it probably cost more than that, didn't
I
it?
think 1946. I mean, shoot. When the Mustang came out in the 60s, it was what, $2,500.
Yeah,
So,
that's
these
true.
are motorcycles.
yeah.
20 years earlier.
You 150 though?
Yeah, well, that's. We'll look it up during the break.
There you go.
I'll tell you
I think that's what we ought to do.
Yeah.
I think.
Well,
that-
let's hear some more of these that did sell.
Here's a 48, another similar style Indian Chief. 35 bids on that went for $28,001. A 1948 Chief. This is a really nice black one, fresh restoration. Bonneville spec engine. 29 bids on that went for $26,000. Here's a 1923 Indian Big Chief, so it's more the more classic style. It looks more like a bicycle, but it's got a real engine underneath it too. To buy it now on that was $25,000. Where's a different one?
Hey,
Here's a bright orange 1946 Chief, $20,000 for the buy it now.
But
yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, you think about those. Those guys probably got that much in restoring them.
I'm sure the restoration
You know.
on
Hey,
this is
how
not.
about an Indian dealership sign? Porcelain, $1,309.
Wow.
How about a 1920 Hindi Company Indian motorcycle oil container? 29 bids, $7,226.
Just
Is
for the
that all?
oil
For
can?
the Indian cylinder oil can. Yep.
Now this guy had a bunch of those.
And a 1946 Indian Chief motor and transmission, Scout 101. They were asking $7,000 and they got over $5,000 for it.
How much was your oil can?
$7,226.
Golly.
That's the most expensive oil can I've ever seen.
Well, I was
on
going
this
to tell
ship.
you.
Was it empty or
We're
is
going.
it still full?
No, that thing could have.
Well, hey, at
hope it's
$7,000
filled with
for a can,
$100
how much is
bills.
that an ounce, Howard?
What is there? 32 ounces? In that
This
can, or-
is a big can though. This is
Oh, big.
It's
Oh,
a
wow.
5 gallon.
Oh, 5 gallon. Well,
Yeah.
that's more reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. See if I can
Oh,
zoom
boy.
in to see.
Well, in 73 it might have been.
Yeah.
When they had the oil embargo.
Oil embargo. I remember that.
Hey, ain't it about time to pay a light bill?
Yeah, it is. How'd you do? Well, you must be watching out of the
Well,
corner of your
no,
eye.
it's blinking.
Oh, is it blinking? Oh,
Yeah.
the lights are going dim again.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to have to take a quick break, and I guess you guys are going to look up what the cost of a Indian new was, huh?
There you go.
An Indian motorcycle. All right, be back in just a minute or two.
Hello, I'm Pick and Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in and get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy pick.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
All right, we're back.
Well, have you found anything?
Yeah, I looked it up. My $150 is exactly right.
Really?
I think he's full of bull.
I think you
Yeah,
made
I
that
think he
up.
is.
Actually, I couldn't
He
find
said it too
anything, but
fast.
you can't,
Yeah.
you can't prove me wrong because I can't find anything.
We can't prove you right, neither.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, but you did find some more items that was high dollar. Look
I
at that little
did.
cast iron.
Well, hey, check this out. It's a rare vintage original 1935 Indian motorcycle racing jersey. 37 bids, $5,000
For a jersey?
for a gosh,
Indian.
how old is that? 1935. A really, it's in very good
Well,
condition.
it looks like, is it white with just black letters?
White with black letters and black sleeves on it. It's just a baseball jersey, from 1935, but it's in wonderful condition.
Well, I'll tell you what I found. I found a safety award in 1941. This is just a safety award for the American Motorcycle Association.
Yeah.
$1,225 for that award.
Wow.
And it ain't nothing but material, kind of like the jersey.
Yeah. I've got Hubley Says It With Flowers, cast iron Indian Brex motorcycle. So it's a
It's a cast iron toy.
it's a
It's a
cast
toy.
iron toy, but the like I said, the motorcycle pulling the trailer is an Indian.
So hopefully it's a toy.
40 bids, $4,405.
Wow.
And
Well,
that oil can was a 1 gallon, by the way. I finally got
1 gallon.
Yeah,
Okay, so how much is that an ounce?
I don't know.
So here's a vintage 1954 Indian motorcycle die-cut double-sided porcelain sign, which that's nice porcelain.
Yeah.
But it only brought 1,100. I can't get nothing to top that racing jersey.
Well, here's a couple of more jerseys, not quite as much, but 1920s to 1930s Indian racing jersey. This has got kind of an off-white or a reddish.
Well, you think that might be
sleeves.
the dirt or something where they raced it?
It could be 24 bids, $3,550, and then another one that looks just like it for 21 bids, $3,383.
Well, I got you a Harley Davidson. It ain't got nothing to do with the Indian, but it's still a motorcycle. But it's just the top of it went on the oil rack.
Yeah.
It's 1953, and it shows the checker flags. It's called the Red Devil. Red Devil Racing Oil, $1,079.
Wow. Indian motorcycle Scout reverse transmission. So this is just the reverse transmission out of it. $3,000 is to buy it now. I guess if you need one, you need
Well,
one.
if you
Yeah,
got a
where's she gonna get
$100,000
it?
motorcycle and you need it, that's $3,000.
Where else you gonna get it?
Here's a rare vintage 1930s Indian motorcycle Golden Era racing goggles in the original box. 17 bids, $2,716 for old racing goggles. That's cool though.
Could you use that same goggle, Philip, to fly a plane too?
Sure, why not?
Especially if it was a racing plane.
Yeah.
I would assume so. Yeah.
Yeah. Hi. Well, racing car too. Same way.
There you go.
Same goggle.
I don't know. They might be a rule against that.
Would it be? Well, they might not want you advertising Indian in a car race or
Right.
or airplane
Well, if
race.
it has Indian written on it, yeah, they might.
Yeah.
Because they sell space everywhere for advertising purposes.
Here's a motorcycle rim. So this is a 28-inch by 2.5-inch. It says it could be used for Eclipse, Harley, Indian, Henderson, Simplex. 47 bids, $2,501.
That's just for a wheel, Howard.
Yeah,
That's just a rim.
just the rim.
Just the rim. Of course, then you got the tire and the tube and the
Yeah.
other rim, and then you got the rest of the bike. So
Yeah. Well, that's a good start, though. Isn't
well,
it?
yeah. I'm
Give me a rim and I can build a motorcycle. Right? Is that going to be your slogan?
I don't know about that.
Here's
I bet you could, Howard.
1921 Indian Motorcycle Races Hill Climb Loving Cup Trophy from Worcester, Massachusetts.
Worcester.
Worcester? Sorry. Probably so. 33 bids.
You know, like Worcestershire sauce.
Yeah, Worcester.
$2,275 for that trophy. Boy, that trophy went up.
Well,
in
you
value.
know, that just proves it. That's why that jersey was kind of had the orange in it. It's that. See that uphill racing?
Uphill racing.
That's
there
that
you go.
dirt. Can't get that dirt out, can you?
Well, you certainly wouldn't want to wash the shirt and tie to take all the letters in.
What's Frank there for?
Here's a 1940-1941 Indian Scout. It's the fork
Scout.
motorcycle frame.
Yeah.
So this is just the small part of the frame. $2,180 with 9 bids for that. A vintage Indian motorcycle horn, 19 bids, $2,025.
I mean, Howard, this horn, you can't see it over here, but it's just, all it is just a round circle. Looks almost like a speaker.
Yeah, that's what
Well,
they.
it's a horn.
Yeah.
And a little piece of,
There you go.
It's got a little
Well,
metal
thank you, Ron.
diaphragm in there.
Well,
There's-
There's also a picture of an Indian in the midst of it.
Well,
too.
that makes it.
That makes it all worth
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So there you go. Here's a 1919 Indian motorcycle whiskey flask. There you go.
Ooh,
Well, I mean, everybody needs one of them if you're going to ride the Indian, right?
right.
Gotta have flash
Nothing
carrying.
worse than a drunk.
Especially
motor-
like, hey, especially like today, right?
Yeah.
28 bids, $2,025. Gosh.
What is that? More goggles?
A 1914 pair of goggles with the box. Original box, 18 bids, $2,025.
Yeah, but see, they were in the box.
2013 Indian motorcycle board track racer. Oh, this is a replica.
Yeah, that's the. Remember the board track? Remember the wooden
Oh yeah,
track?
yeah.
$2,000.
And this is just a replica.
Yeah.
Here's a green Indian 4-cylinder Hubley cast iron motorcycle toy. That's an Indian. What was that? They asked $2,250, but they got, how much did they get? Like a little less than $2,000.
You know, I had one of those, but mine didn't bring nothing like that.
Yeah.
What'd you have? A little cast iron?
Cast iron.
Yeah,
Well, I'll tell you what,
them little
the
Hubley.
the motorcycles, a real cast iron motorcycle, but like anything else, you gotta be careful about reproductions.
Yeah, you do now because
Yeah.
they started making them over in
Yeah.
China. And,
Yeah, remember the Popeye had cast iron Popeye that rode the motorcycle?
yeah.
They make a lot of reproductions on it.
Here's the antique Indian motorcycle employee service pin. So this is like you would have on your collar kind of pin. This is 10 karat gold for 30, 35, and 40 years of service as a service man. Went for $1,800 for those 3 pins.
Wow.
That's people
hey,
pay some money for
listen.
Indian stuff.
Vintage Indian motorcycle.
Right.
Anything relating to it evidently brings a lot of money.
Apparently, and there is, like we were talking there in the break about these TV programs that couple different guys are hunting motorcycles. or
Yeah,
finding
the son and the father.
Yeah, and of course the guy Wayne Carini.
Yeah, he does the chasing classic cars.
Yeah, he finds a motorcycle, and it's amazing how much money they never tell you really what they pay for them.
No, he don't.
He doesn't. He negotiates and then comes back, but they're spending big money and they fix them up, or a lot of times what is it nowadays? You don't fix it up. It's patina. You like the rust and the dirt and stuff.
That's what. Yeah, I saw somebody do a work on one, and they left that to show.
Yeah,
show the patina.
Patina, and I never
wow.
heard of the word of patina
But now
until
the
a year or so
restorers
ago.
think that's disgraceful.
Yeah.
You know.
But
the collectors, that's what they want.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And if you paint it, you actually decrease the value.
Yeah.
Of a
And if you
collectible
find
item.
one, if you're so lucky to find one that's still got the original paint, oh
my.
golly.
Oh yeah. Even though it's scratched up a little bit, don't paint it, because it'll actually lower the price, the value. I guess I should say the value of it.
So now we're just into parts.
Parts. We got a 1935 front cylinder from an Indian motorcycle, $1,750. Man.
And that's the lower part of the cylinder. It's just the jug part.
Yeah.
A early motorcycle Presto light tank with old Saul headlamp.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted $1,900, and they got about almost $1,800 for it.
They must have made an awful lot of motorcycles though for this many to still be around from in the early 1900s.
Well, they were only $150. So.
Well,
And if you don't believe that price, ask Philip.
well, I'll tell you
Look
what.
it up yourself.
Since he did that, I'm going to break so we can prove him wrong.
I don't think we can.
That's 100 years worth of motorcycles.
Yeah.
True,
Yeah. We'll be right back while we try to verify Philip's $150.
Assertion.
Hello, I'm Pick and Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in and get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy pick.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
All right.
Oh,
Now, what did we find there, Phil?
We found
but you need to apologize
a
to Howard.
1915 Indian for $275.
Oh,
Yeah, well, what about the Harley?
The Harley was actually the same price. Yeah.
Uh-huh, and what did you tell Howard? That he didn't know what he's talking about.
Oh no, I wouldn't have said that.
Didn't he, Howard?
That's what he said.
I think you ought to say, I'm sorry, Howard.
To be off
I'm
by
sorry,
$125 in 1950
Okay, I accept his
is a
You know,
apology.
after being married, it's easy to say I'm sorry, ain't it, Howard?
You learned that real
Yeah, that's
quick.
a good one. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to get it in today's dollar here.
Oh, in today's dollar. Ooh.
$6,840.
Yeah.
Is the
You build in inflation and everything.
You won't buy one for $6,800
yeah, you will not buy a new
today.
motorcycle today.
No.
for
No.
$6,800.
Not no Indian or Harley.
They have stayed a little ahead of the inflation rate.
There you go.
A lot ahead.
Yeah.
Triple that.
Okay. All right.
What's that? Does that say marijuana broom?
It's
What?
Boom. Like
Oh, okay. I thought it said broom.
Like buying Amazon.
So it was boom instead of broom.
There you go.
I guess you could make a broom out of marijuana, couldn't you?
I guess you could.
You have a lot of fun sweeping the floor.
Well, I'd say anybody that you know how some of the broom straws come out when
That's
you
what I
sweep.
meant.
Yeah. So you wouldn't have to worry about them laying there, would you?
No.
No, you wouldn't sweep any
Back
hot
to
ashes.
Indian
You
motorcycle.
went on there, right? Okay.
Back to Indian motorcycle.
How'd Philip get us on?
I do not know.
That was David, not me. Okay. 1920s Indian motorcycle dealership sales clipboard.
Just a clipboard.
Just a
Howard.
clipboard.
Clipboard's
clipboard,
got
they
the
put the
logo on the
invoices
top
on.
of it. 28 bids, $1,710.
You got one of them?
Now, if you're going to work on Indians, you got to have a clipboard.
You gotta
to
have
put
a
your
clipboard.
invoices
Is it embossed on the metal part of the clipboard up there at the
on.
top,
It
or
would have
what?
to be.
Yeah, up at the top.
Or on
Let
the
me
clipboard itself.
Let's see what it says.
pull up my good picture here.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a metal clipboard, and up at the top it's got
Indian.
an Indian, says Indian motorcycles on it, and
A single feather.
single
Indian.
feather.
He don't
Yeah.
have a full.
No,
Yeah.
he's not a chief.
No, he ain't a chief.
He's a warrior.
Yeah, he's a warrior.
Yeah. Well, would you call him a scout with a single
Well,
feather?
Or
if,
scout,
if,
yeah.
if
Yeah.
they just got one feather, what's that mean? The more feathers, the higher the rank.
Yeah, I'd say though he could be a scout with one
Yeah.
feather, right?
Yeah, he can be a
So that's probably what the scout Indian motorcycle is
Yeah.
named after.
Here's Eclipse clutch parts for early motorcycles. 27 bids, $1,625.
That's just for clutch parts.
Parts.
Yeah. 1927 Indian motorcycle dealership ashtray and coin tray.
Wow.
30.
See, dump your ashes in one
Yeah.
side and your coins in the other.
Right.
I mean, it could be an or. No, it's an or. It's not an and.
Oh, you can't do them
Yeah.
both?
No, I can't do them both.
Oh.
Well, I guess you could.
35. You could. 35 bids, $1,591.
For an ashtray.
I tell you. See, you should have been collecting Indian
I should
stuff.
have been collecting Indian stuff. Yeah.
Oh, you could have had a lot.
Yeah.
Here's a 1924 Indian motorcycle pennant flag. 26 bids, $1,525.
You know, it's a flag, Howard. You know, like they had the football and the baseball flags. You know, the
yeah,
pennant,
yeah.
just a
The
pennant.
same
Kind of
size.
triangular
Same
stuff.
size,
Yeah.
different price.
1910 Indian motorcycle Pikes Peak Climb pocket watch commemorative watch. 29 bids, $1,510. Man,
That's worth more than a railroad watch.
Yeah. And not as accurate.
is we've gotten down to our first sign. Original Indian motorcycle porcelain sign. Indian sales and service. Count the Indians on the road. 23 bids, $1,400.
Does it say how big that sign is? It doesn't look like a
You
whole
know,
big
I-
sign.
Judging by the
Of course it
hardwood
might be.
floor underneath it, I'm thinking like 2 foot, 2.5 feet.
Yeah.
I got a little concave porcelain 22-inch Indian sign. And I guess he's a scout too because it's a single feather Indian in
Oh,
it.
okay.
Yeah.
And it says Indian motorcycles, and it's $772 for
You
that.
found any clocks?
Antique Indian and Harley Davidson Motorcycle Club photograph album.
Oh, that'd be nice.
58 bids, $1,328.
How about a sign, a NOS sign that's advertising in the 30s the Indian oil? It's got the oil can on it. It says dependable.
That's good.
$775.
Wow.
New old stock.
I got a 19 teens Indian motorcycle original gas tank. So this is that skinny gas tank that says Indian on the side of it.
Just a little tank.
Pretty rough shape. 13 bids, $1,285. New old stock porcelain sign, pump plate. 56 bids, $1,309. That looks a little too good to me from this picture.
Oh, see, so you've been on this show. It's paid off.
I get to start doubting them when
Yeah,
they
there you
look
go.
nice.
What
Yeah,
about that right
Thomas.
there?
Here's a pretty
Now-
cool. It's a
now-
dealership sign.
That's neat right there now.
It's got Indian in cursive with a chief up above it. It's a really cool looking sign. 11 bids, $1,200 for that.
What size is that?
I would rather have that. It's at $1,400.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Well, let's see if we can get
Description on
our
the
detail here.
Say what size?
27 inches by 52 inches by 8 inches.
Pretty good
So
size
it's
sign.
8 inches thick. it's got I didn't realize it was. It's
52
lit.
inches long, you know.
What year is that?
I wonder if that's a newer sign.
2000.
He would have to
yeah,
pay.
yeah, 2000. Yeah.
That's since they started making them again.
Yeah,
but
but
that
it's
still
a
have
sharp
original deal. That'd be
sign.
pretty
It's
neat.
sharp.
Oh yeah,
It ought to grow in price, don't you think?
I would think.
That's a pretty good size sign too.
Let's see. I'm starting to fall into other brands. Indian motorcycle OEM 9904 gas tank. Oh, this is from 2003 model.
Yeah.
Still $1,250. I guess the new ones aren't cheap. Here's an Indian Corbin motorcycle speedometer from the Chief Scout. Not in excellent shape. 8 bids, $1,206. Board Track Racer drop loop frame roller. So it's the frame. It's got wheels and tires on it, but no motor, no handlebars, stuff like that.
How much was that little unit?
The buy it now was $1,150, and I think they could have gotten a lot more than that if it's in good shape. Oh, it says replica. There you
Yeah.
go. I was gonna say.
That's what's wrong with it.
There you go.
Yeah.
At least they were honest about
Yeah.
it.
Whoop. I think you've got a little Indian scooter
We
there.
got an Indian mini bike.
Mm-hmm.
It's an MM5A.
That's a newer one.
$1,000. Looks like from the 70s.
Yeah, see what it
60s
is.
or 70s.
It looks more like a 70s.
Looks like the little Honda I used to
Yeah.
have.
It's not a. It's
If you had
not
that
a-
little Honda now, you'd have some
I
money.
had an XR75 that I just drove into the ground for many, many years. Let's see, what's our detail on this? Classic Indian MMA5 Mini Indian motorcycle. Does not run. I've never tried to get it running. Will ship anywhere in the USA. Will deliver 75 miles. Local
Don't say what year
He
it
don't
is.
even know.
Doesn't say what year, no. Just that it's old.
Is that a metal fender or a plastic? That's the metal
It's
fender.
metal.
That's a metal fender, yes.
Yeah.
At least
so-
some rust in
I
it.
say the 70s is it. Because, you know, in the, when they got past the 70s, they started putting plastic fenders on them
Yeah.
little mini bikes.
Sure.
Right.
$1,000 still. So there you go.
Huh.
Was that a buy it now? Yeah, no, it was a bid. One person. Antique motorcycle Headstrom Hindi Indian motorcycle carburetor, twin carburetor for 1910 to 1915 models. 10 bids, $1,112. 1954 Indian motorcycle die-cut double-sided porcelain sign. 87 bids on that, $1,100. He must have started pretty low on his bids on that one.
Hey, I got
There's the deal right there.
an Indian oil can. I won't bring what yours did a while ago, though, but it's 1950s.
Because that's a round one.
$6.50. It's a quart.
Oh, of course.
Oh.
Now this is a pretty cool one. You got to have this to go with your goggles. Is a vintage original 1930s Indian motorcycle leather skull cap.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, and that
You
was-
got to protect
that's
your head,
neat.
you know. 32 bids, $1,100.
Yeah, those early motorcycle riders who used to wear a hat looked like what the pilots wore. And
Right, yeah,
that's what this
the
is.
leather hat was
That's it.
chin strap
Yep.
and
that's what-
goggles in
yep,
front.
That's what this is.
And
Hey,
they didn't really protect their head. Like,
So
Well,
you,
you know,
have to
Ronnie's-
wake up there and get $1,500 for the goggles, you know, to go with the hat.
yeah.
so Ronnie asked about a clock. So here's a vintage Pam clock. Pam made a lot of different advertisement clocks. This is the 50s. It brought $495, Ronnie. But that was buy it now. I bet it would have brought more at auction.
It would have brought more, even a pound.
It's a good looking clock.
Indian motorcycle Chief original rear fender from the 1946 or 47 model. It's pretty rough looking. $1,000 was the buy now on that, and there's another 1920s pennant flag. 26 bids on that went for $1,025. Man, we're still.
It's
Really,
unbelievable
really
what this
hot
stuff
up
is
there.
bringing.
None of it's cheap.
No.
Here's another clipboard.
Yeah.
Dealership clipboard, $1,000.
That just boggles the mind. $1,000 for a
Well,
clip.
And you know, Howard, you think about this.
They gave those away.
All the dealerships, they use those clipboards
Well-
back there in the service.
Sure, the guy wrote your
Yeah.
work
Yeah.
order up on
And
it. or
so
something.
Ford had them, Chevrolet had them,
Yeah.
Chrysler, all of them had them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they had them. So, know, it's
You should have got you one
I tell you, where do you look for something like that at
at a
nowadays?
dealership.
Yeah. Ask somebody.
But I don't even know if they even use a clipboard now.
probably.
No, they use computers
Well,
now.
Yeah.
they
They just go
probably
back
come
there
out
and
there with
enter it
some kind of a tablet, and write your order up on,
Yeah.
and then
I think I've seen clipboards recently.
really.
Where?
Yeah, at Russell Barnett.
He might be old school.
There you go. Could be.
I've got some clipboards, but I don't use them.
Here's a
Yeah.
1935 to 1939 Indian motorcycle dash. So this is the original, dashboard-ish. I guess it's the dash on a motorcycle.
Uh-huh.
And it's original, not a reproduction. 8 bids, $975.
What's it holding there? The oil pressure or what's it got on it?
What is it?
Probably
We gotta go for a
speedometer. Has it got a speedometer?
Let's see. That's what it is.
My picture
There you
jumped
go.
past me. It's got the
Amp
amps
gauge.
and the key.
Oh,
Ignition.
That's
That's
all.
all.
Wow.
All right, let's take that break.
Yeah, we got to be right back here.
Hello, I'm Pickin' Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in and get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy pick.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
On the break, you know how we get sidetracked.
Yes.
So Ronnie comes up with this statistic. What was it, Ronnie? About the Eleanor?
Oh, I was talking about the Eleanor cars because one of them sold at the last Barrett Jackson auction for brought $217,000, a little over $217,000.
You said there was only 3 survivors out of what?
Out of 11, there were 11, and there were only 3 known to remain.
So, and then we would jump from Eleanor to how many General Lees were there? So, according to what I've looked up here, there was between 256 and 321 General Lee cars.
Good Lord.
Well, they destroyed
But-
a lot of them.
Yeah, but think about it. How long was that show on?
On a weekly basis,
Oh,
they
it's gone
destroyed.
for years.
You would have thought, though, they would have shot one jump and then kind of
I bet you,
Photoshop that in.
I bet you if you
Well,
go back and examine a
Said-
lot of
They
those
didn't have no
jumps.
Photoshop back then.
Well, yeah.
Well, they had editing tools, though. But
I mean, nothing as
I bet
sophisticated as we have
if
today.
you looked at them really close and had a whole bunch of jumps, I think you might recognize a couple of shows apart that was the exact same jump.
Well,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
they said
sure
out of
they
the.
used
Now, think about it. 3 out of 11 made it. But in the General Lees, the real General Lees
Yeah.
that were used, 256 to 321, only 20
of the
in
original.
various shape. And they said there never was no 70 Chargers used.
Really?
That's what it says right here. And I believe what I read.
Well,
If you don't believe it, I'll go to Facebook and start reading you some stuff.
did you? That was on the internet, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's true.
It's got to be true.
So the internet is true.
If it's on the internet, it's true.
All right, let me jump through just a couple of other vintage motorcycle brands here while we've got a couple of minutes on the end here. So we talked about Harley some. So on eBay, the highest selling Harley recently was a 1938 Harley Davidson Knucklehead pre-war 61 cubic inch 75 bids, $100,000 was the selling price on that. It's a very nice motorcycle.
There's one on there right now bringing 158.
Really?
A 1940 knucklehead.
Oh wow.
Well, I mean, there's a couple of days left on that auction, and God knows if they'll pay for it or not, you know. So you don't know if it's sold or not yet.
I've got a 39 that Harley that they wanted 56 for, but they got about 46. So here's another 38 that went for 45,000. A 44 that went for 40,200. Let's see. a 46 knucklehead with sidecar was $36,000 for the buy it now.
Hey, listen to this little interesting fact here. We talked about the General Lee.
Yeah.
It says whether or not the car is worth nearly $10 million is certainly up for debate, but there's no denying that it was one heck of a car. John Snyder's actually owned the car before it appeared on the Dukes of Hazzard, and leased it to Warner Brothers for the use in the show of May 2007.
Huh.
I know John Snyder wouldn't let me get out of there until he had pictures made with him in your pedal car.
I know, he was holding that car up.
He had it where he could see him through the bottom of it.
Yeah. And what did he say on it? He wrote something like, something about how neat the car. Awesome,
yeah.
All right, so David, tell me what BSA motorcycles were. I've never even heard of those.
That's a British motorcycle.
Yeah,
okay.
that's a British.
Hey, they were hot in the 60s around here.
Yeah.
Nortons and BSAs.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, what was the Yamaha dealership over at Tullahoma?
I don't know. That's before my time.
He had the Nortons.
Okay.
and the
I
BSAs.
tell you right now, those little Italian scooters are hot over here.
Oh, golly, those
If you
Vespas.
find them, yeah, boy.
And
Little Italian
wasn't there a
scooters.
Henderson bike at one time? A Henderson motorcycle way back in the day, back when the Indian was
Oh, yeah.
Henderson.
Yeah, that was a big deal, too.
Yeah. And
And originally we was going to talk about 10 other different types, and I'll tell you another one that was a cheap little ride when we was growing up, and way before us too, Howard, was a Whizzer.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You could either buy the full bike or buy the motor and put it on your own bike.
You used to see
Yeah.
the ads in the comic books. You could buy the little motor and put it on. It
Yeah.
ran on the
Some,
tire, I think it was. It had a little thing came down and laid on the tire, and a little wheel, and you could make your bicycle into a motorcycle
Yeah.
of sorts.
You couldn't.
No, I wasn't allowed.
No, you couldn't.
I wasn't allowed.
You could read the comic book, though.
Yeah, I could read.
Howard Hughes put a motor on his bicycle when he was a kid.
He did?
right.
And there was a picture of him with it in Houston.
I'll tell you what, they can say what they want about Howard Hughes. He was way before his time,
Lord,
Oh, yeah.
yes.
especially when it come to planes.
Yes.
I don't know. He's almost like, you don't believe in it about people traveling in the future, but the way that he come up with some of those plane ideas, it makes you wonder, where did he ever see one like, what made him
Well,
envision
he's the
that?
one that come up with running the controls off the hydraulics and the backup hydraulic system,
Right.
the pressurized cabins.
He's the one that built the Spruce Goose, too.
Bruce Goose.
Yeah.
Which is
They said it, and they said that was during World War II, and they were trying to come up with an alternative than metal, so he built one plumb out of wood, but
it's made out of plywood.
Well, it was their fault that he had to build it out of wood because he wanted
And
to build out of
it
metal.
actually flew one time.
He flew it.
Yeah,
Just to show him it
just
would
a few
fly.
feet off the ground. It was a big old seaplane,
For
Yeah.
about a mile.
monstrous seaplane.
I've seen the video of it.
It
of the
was really
flight, yeah.
underpowered. The thing was really underpowered.
Yeah.
But if it had jet
was it
engines on
underpowered or overweight?
it was underpowered for what it was. If they'd had jet engines like they do
Yeah.
now,
Oh, it would have. Well, look at that. What is that big transport plane that has the jet motors
Yeah.
on it that they use now?
C-47.
Is it, what is it?
C5. is
C5?
They
big.
got a bunch of
And
them.
the Russians
The Russians have the biggest
actually
one
have
in the
one
world.
a bigger airplane, a monstrous.
They have the
cargo.
biggest cargo plane in the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
Now, how do we do it, folks? I never
We went
understood
from
it.
motorcycles
How do we
to
do
jet-
this?
I don't know, but we're running out of time, so
And
you
just,
better,
in just a
better
little
wrap
over
it up.
100 years, you know.
How much time we got?
Oh, about a minute.
All right, give us one more good thing.
1950 Mustang Pony motorcycle.
That's a good one.
20 bids on that. $2,850.
I never heard of that.
Me either.
When you said Mustang, I thought, how do we get the cars?
It's
I've
a
heard 'em, but I've never
it's a
seen
cool
one.
little.
It's kind of like a Cushman. It looks almost,
Like a
but it's a
Cushman?
little smaller, really.
Uh-huh.
I've never. It only came up with one thing on it
Remember
on
that
eBay.
shape?
Wow.
There
Remember that shape?
Well,
All right.
what are we going to do next week, or have we made up our minds yet?
No, but I'll tell you one thing.
What's
Since
that?
I got your phone number, I'm going to send you a copy of the program.
Oh, okay. So
I'm going to start doing you that way.
now I can decide whether I want to be here or not.
There you go.
Oh, you always
You're part of the
be
team.
here.
You got to be
I
here.
gotta be here.
It's almost
Oh.
like being married, you know, for better or worse.
Yeah, rich or poor.
For better or worse.
Why does he keep emphasizing worse? Okay,
Because it can always get worse.
we'll be back next week, hopefully, for more Let's Talk Antiques. And stay safe, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.